Hey guys, welcome back to the channel and welcome back to another episode of SEADOGS Can Fly. We're still in season number 3, but we are halfway through the year now. You may remember last time out we beat Newport County in the FA Cup first round. Well, today's live com game is from the third round. We're away from home to fellow Welsh side Swansea, but they reside in the Championship, so it'll be a much tougher affair. I also want to take a look at 2 new signings and also some new gen packs that I've downloaded, as well as a brand new tactic. Before we jump into all those goodies, please do subscribe if you haven't done so already. Click the bell button to get alerted of new episodes as and when they go live. And if you enjoy the video, why not give it a thumbs up? Massively helps the channel and I'd really appreciate it. Right, roll the intro.
12 years in that division and they're out.
Right boys, let's jump into the save itself, and we sit pretty at the top of the table on 73 points, way ahead of our nearest rivals, Notts County, are on 57. Fonseca's been amazing up top this season. His finishing, dribbling and speed have been mint in the National League. 18 goals so far. Ryan Williams, his strike partner, complementing really well with his finishing, speed and his aerial presence. He scored 16. Samba's got the highest average rating and second in the assist charts. He's got 15 assists. Still a massive player for us, despite being with us for a few years now. And we've actually got 2 new additions to the squad. These guys have been on trial for quite a while now. The first one's Wilco Loshi. He is a right midfielder, but we're retraining him to right back, and you'll see why. His attributes are very well mixed and he's got poor flair, so I don't want him playing in that winger role. He's done okay, he's got a 7.5 rating. He's not been brilliant in some games, he's made a few mistakes, and I think that's because he's still makeshift in the role. Hopefully he'll develop very quickly. Gary Bowden is our third choice centre forward, but with the new system I'm using, he's actually sitting in behind the strikers, where his long shots, passing and vision have come in very handy. This guy could do a number of different roles. I'm really excited about him. He scored a goal, got 2 assists so far, and you'll notice the new gen faces. We've changed them up again. I've left a link down in the description so you guys can take a look at the new gen face packs yourself. Shouldn't call them that, they're actually avatar expansion packs. But take a look at that link, it's well worth it. I think these really add a new dimension to the game. And a quick look at the finances. We're sitting pretty on 1.3 million. As you can see, constant improvement other than a little dip there, but we started rising back up again, so really looking good on the bank sheet. And we've got a 1.4 million transfer budget still, which I have no intention of using any of whatsoever. Let's get caught up with what happened in the schedule since we last left off. That was against Newport County in the first round of the FA Cup, where we won 2-1. After that we had 3 huge games. We beat Leyton Orient 4-1 at home, demolishing in them. Fylde came up next. We won 4-2 in that match away from home. They were up there with the big boys. And then we had Notts County, the guys who currently sit second. They were third at the time. Despite getting 2 red cards in this game, we managed to draw 3-3 and still be the better team as well. So I think we were a little bit unlucky, in all fairness. The fine form continued against Dover in the league and Harrogate as well. Both games at home, winning comfortably. We beat Bishops in between 2-0 in the FA Cup second round. That set us up for today's tie against Swansea. Trond Martin Soltella, the new Norwegian, managed to get on the score sheet there. He looks a little bit German, doesn't he? But I quite like the look he's got going on there. The blonde hair is very Scandinavian. His attributes have come on massively since he's come to the club, so I'm really excited about this kid. With his 11 flair, teamwork and vision at 15 as well. His decisions are already at 13 for a 17-year-old, and I think those physicals could really develop well. Not to mention high technique. He's got the all-round game and he's developing nicely at ML. He's now accomplished in that position where he wasn't very comfortable with it previously. So lots of exciting things to come from that kid. Back into the schedule, we came up against Chester in the next match. This was a really exciting game. We went 1-0 up, then down to 10 men. Then Ryan Williams scored this peach of a goal from a Bowden cross. Nice to see the little lad partnership working well. Before George Waring scored 2 to equalise for Chester. Then Stefan Lecour popped up with a header to win us the match in the 80th minute. A little bit disappointed to see yet another red card, and going into the Boreham Woods game I decided it was time for a change of system. The reason for this is because Nap replied to one of my videos saying he was really impressed with the review I did of his system. We got to talking and he suggested his fire and water tactic. That's this one here. It uses 2 AMCs and that's what sold me on it. As you can tell, I've got loads of attacking midfielders to utilise. Rob Gale, Blackman, Bowden, Ryan, arguably all's there. Soltella probably will work well as an AMC as well. So we've got loads of options in those positions. And in this system, having players that can pass and shoot from range works very nicely. And I think it could work very well with Danny Ryan just in behind the striker. That's why we switched. It's a bit more dominant than the 4-4-2, so we'll see less of those balls in behind, but we should have more of possession. And I think these 2 goals scored against Boreham Wood demonstrate exactly what the system can achieve. The 2 wingers get far forward and stick out wide, as well as the wing backs. That creates a bit of an overload in the wide areas, while the AMCs and the advanced forward distract the centre backs and any DMCs that may be playing. The deep line playmaker sits in the middle of the pitch and picks out the passes, but the attacking midfielders do get involved in the assists, and if they have a bad game they do generally need substituting, I have found, but it creates some really nice football. And you can't argue with the results. After beating Boreham Wood 4-1, we thrashed Haringey 6-0 and South Shields 5-0 at home. Matthew Wardle scored a hat-trick in that match. He's our centre-back. And Seydou Yaffa, our other centre-back, added a 3rd set-piece goal for the game. A recurring theme going forward, I should think. Solihull Moors were dispatched 4-1. Patrick Blackman scored this lovely little goal in that match. The keeper probably to blame, but lovely build-up play to get to it. And yet more great interchange. With Ryan Williams scoring a brace, including this final goal. The Ebbsfleet match, which we won 5-2, just showed our dominance yet again from set pieces, 2 goals from corners there. And like I say, I think because we've got those 2 AMCs and the striker as well as the wingers, we've got so many attacking players on the pitch now, and players that are told to attack as part of their duty, that comes into play within the set pieces. Let's jump into the first live com game of the day. We're against Hartlepool. Swansea's coming up after this. I'm going to stick with the team that I reckon may play against Swansea, other than Fonseca. I'm not quite sure what to do with this guy. His form's dropped since we switched system, and Ryan Williams has been an absolute monster up top on his own. So he's going to get the nod ahead of Fonseca, which is criminal really when you consider how well Fonseca has actually done. Losh is going to start from right back because Barazetta is suspended, so the young 18-year-old gets his chance to shine and another opportunity to build on his familiarity with the right back role. Just going to quickly motivate the lads. And let's get into the game itself. Hartlepool sit 6th in the table, so the no mugs, should be a decent game this. We are away from home, but I've actually found our performances have been best when away from the Flamingo Land Stadium since we switched system, so we'll see what happens. This is Blackman, our deep line playmaker, swings a ball in. You can see that dominance in the middle of the park due to the AMCs, and that's the first goal of the game. Dorian Samba gets yet another assist for the season, and Stefan Lacour scores his 13th goal from the right wing. He has been an absolute monster for us. Look at that overload. You've got Williams there, our striker, both of the AMCs, and the wingers just either side of the goalpost. The wing backs were also pushed quite high up there, so you can see just what this can do in the attacking third. I suppose my main concern is what happens when we come up against those bigger teams, the likes of your Swanseas in the Championship, which we're playing next. Are they going to be able to catch us out like that? With us having so many bodies forward, but until we try the system we don't know the answer to that. McCall with the long throw here, and that's an easy take from Killip, and that's a bad tackle from Ryan. They've got a free kick up on the edge of the area, and as we all know, generally when there's a free kick around here it hits the back of the net, but it's a good save from the goalkeeper. Bonnie did well there. Another chance for Hartlepool. Molyneux crosses the ball in, and I think we've given away a penalty. Yes, we have. Well, they've not really created an awful lot in terms of stats, but we've seen quite a few highlights, which is a little bit of a concern. And Bale dispatches the goal. That's not Gareth Bale, by the way, that's Adam Bale. I've seen a couple of games like this where it's been a little bit edgy in the first half. This system tends to do quite well in the second half of games, or at least has done so far. So we'll just do a quick team talk and let's see if we can send the lads out to do a better job in the second half. We don't necessarily need to be winning games like this. League titles should be wrapped up almost anywhere. But it would be nice to keep that run going. I want to keep the morale up as Lacour crosses the ball to Sambert. And that one goes over. I think we're going to make a couple of switches. Those AMCs are really struggling to have an impact in the game. So let's get Fonseca on up front instead of Williams so he can get in behind. I'll have Bowden on. And I think we'll also have Soltello on instead of Gale. The other one I should have probably switched is maybe Lacour because he's looking a bit tired. My only thoughts are he's got about a week to 10 days to get over this. So I'm hoping he's going to be ready for the next game. Hartlepool fiddling around with the ball. We've pressured really well to get it back there as Jarman tries to pick out Fonseca, who's in behind, and the Italian just hands it to Killip. That's terrible attacking play. He's really lost his head in the last 4 or 5 games, unfortunately, Fonseca. Partially my fault for moving him to AMC and trying to persist with Williams up top. I really wanted to develop my young Northern Irish striker, but that's really come at the cost of Fonseca, who again misses another opportunity there. A little bit frustrating to see. As the clock's ticking down, we're into the 70th minute now, so looks like this game may be seen out as a draw, despite us having 28 shots, 16 of which were on target. We've also had 66% possession, so we're probably not seeing as many clear-cut chances, but the play in itself is better. That's probably why we get so many goals from set pieces, because the shots just keep going behind for a corner. But there you go, 2-1. Fonseca scores from another Sambert assist, 19th goal of the season for the Italian. He is one hell of a player to have off the bench. Nice little goal there, great finish. Well, this should be it, boys. Yep, there we go. Good little win, 2-1. Hartlepool are 6th. They're a decent team, playing a fairly negative system. So I think we will go with a guard against complacency. Vintage display. Right, boys, we're going to jump back for the Swansea game in just a second. Well, what has been a matter of seconds for you guys has been an eternity for me. There's been loads happen in the inbox since you've been away. Hurst has had a number of offers from Championship clubs, including this one from West Brom. He spat the dummy out. I then wussed out and asked Coulson, my captain, to handle it. He did really well getting Hurst to back down, so he is now going to be staying with the club, thankfully. He recently signed a new contract as well, so I wasn't too concerned, but you don't want one of your best centre-backs being unhappy. We also had offers for Blackman as well while you're away, which we've been turning down. He's already unhappy anyway, so there's nothing worse can come of that. We have had the FA Cup draw though, and if by some miracle we make it past Championship team Swansea, we'll be away from home to Arsenal, so it doesn't get any easier, does it? What I have noticed in my scout reports within my news box, which I do recommend looking at, is that Swansea struggle against a 4-4-2. That's what their scouts are saying. So we're going to go with the 4-4-2. I'm going to switch back, give it a go, and see what happens. I'm going to stick with this lineup. I think Williams and Fonseca deserve the opportunity to play up front again together. Yes, Fonseca's gone off the boil a little bit of late. However, he was amazing in this system. I'm going to have Blackman and Gale in the middle of the pitch. Loshy's got to play at right back, I'm afraid. He is a weakness because he's only makeshift in the role, but we don't have a choice because Barazetta is still suspended. Wardle's coming in at centre-back. I feel his aerial presence could make quite a difference. He's got 18 for jumping reach. And alongside 6'4" Hurst, I think the pairing may work quite well. Now, Swansea will probably be playing a positive, possession-orientated system according to the scouts report. So our high-pressing style may not suit this match. But I'm going to tell the lads the pressure's off. There's no point in adding more on because at the end of the day, we're not expected to get anything from this game. The best thing that can come from it is a bit of a payday, in my opinion. And I've just realised I'm on the cautious system. I did not mean to switch to that. I want to be on the attacking one. The reason for that, when we came up against the likes of Man United and Norwich last season playing the cautious approach, Fonseca's in behind and he scored. 1-0. 1 minute in and we're 1-0 up. What I was just saying is with the cautious system, we didn't get as many players forward. So when we were playing lofty balls like you just saw there, if we lost possession, we ended up getting countered by the opposition. And it was quite often you do lose possession. If you're trying those long balls forward, you need players forward to be able to accept them. So that's why we're going with the attacking approach. Also, Swansea are playing a positive mentality. That's the other reason we're going with our attacking mentality. Because very often with the 4-4-2 system, you find that teams playing positive or attacking. Oh, they're in behind. 1 second. Swansea. We could be on for the counter here, and this is what I was talking about with the attacking mentality. Floods of players getting forward. This is what we want. Oof. Williams almost picks out the top corner there. Still 1-0. What I was saying is when teams play a positive or an attacking mentality, this system works very well against that mentality. McCaw, the left back, inverted wing back he is. He's done very well there. Got the cross in. Gale, just over the bar. We're playing really well here. We've had 7 shots already, 4 of which are on target. 1 clear-cut chance. Swansea haven't had a shot on target yet. They keep giving the ball away. McCall again down this left side. He's played very well since we've started the match. Samba. Blackman to Gale. Lacour to Williams. Oof. Great tackle from Swansea. That was unfortunate. It's a corner though. Samba. Crosses in. Lacour. Oh my days. Couple of clear-cut chances they've had already. Oh dear. Fonseca, he's been booked. Only booked, thankfully. I thought he'd already been booked before that, in which case we'd have been down to 10 men. We need to keep telling players to ease off tackles here, because otherwise we are going to get caught out. Lacour's been booked as well. We've already got 4 players booked. That's not great. Right, we're going to go in and tell these guys all to ease off the tackles. There we go, that's all sorted. Let's jump into the second half. So we're still 1-0 up. We've had a really great start to the game here. 10 shots to Swansea's 6. So I think that shows who's had the majority of the attacking intent. Oh my days. But Harani scores an absolute screamer from the edge of the area. You cannot legislate for that. There's nothing you can do tactically to stop that happening. Look at the way we're all lined up there. Flat 4, a flat 4 here. And then he just smashes one. We can't do anything about that. 1-1. But we've got a free kick, and Hurst, the number 3, is good from set pieces, as we've just seen. What a goal. Floated in very well by Hurst. Swansea were terrible defensively there, but Dorian Samba, on the volley, scores his 11th goal of the season. You love to see it. 2-1 up, away from home, in Wales. Another one. Another effort from Hurst. Ooh. I'm loving the way he's floating those crosses in, and with the likes of Wardle and Williams attacking the ball, and Lacour as well, because he's quite good in the air. Oh, the Frenchman's going off, isn't he? Is he? If he isn't, he's going to get subbed off. No, he's off. Bollocks. Down to 10 men. Right, initially, I'm not going to make any changes to the system. We're just going to see the next highlight out. Samba? Oh, how did you miss? How did you miss that chance? 3rd clear-cut chance of the game. All you had to do is stick it under the keeper. Not liking this at all. We're going to come up under massive pressure soon. We're still 2-1 up, but the second they get an equaliser, I think the gates are going to open. If we can just apply a bit of pressure when they do get the ball at the back, I think that pressing game could lead to more counter-attacks. Because they're going to have to come out of the traps now. Mattiello out wide. Works the ball to Grimes. They're really using the possession well here, working it around nicely. Grimes again. Mattiello. Lowry. Collina, Huggle, and they have scored a really well-worked goal there. Oh dear, 2-2. This could be the collapse, I'm afraid, boys. You may be thinking, screaming at the computer, what are you doing? How can you still be playing attacking mentality down to 10 men? Well, it doesn't really matter what we do, in all honesty. If we go to cautious, it doesn't make that much a difference, to be honest. I'm going to stick with the attacking, because when we do get the counter, I want us to commit some bodies forward in the hope that we can get another goal. I am going to switch things up a little bit, though, because that right side is getting hammered. Oh dear, and it's about to get even more hammered because Losh is going off. Second bookable offence. We're now down to 9 men. That's not what you want to see, is it? Right, how do I deal with this? We've not made any subs yet, so that's the only positive. Okay, Warburton, you are going to be not coming on. I'm going to have Yaffa on, actually. Yaffa on for, I think, Williams. And we're going to have to stick Hurst out on the right back position. And I think we're probably going to have to bring on Vrakas for Gale and move Gale over to there. Stick Blackman in the middle. That's all we can do. Can't do any more than that. Well, we've got 18 minutes left of the game. Let's see what we can do. Selena working the ball to Grimes. They're in behind here and they're going to score, aren't they? So it's coming. It is coming. Nicely cleared though. Grimes picks up the loose pass. Oof, Hurst went flying in there. I thought that could have been another red card. I'm not sure at what point the game gets abandoned, but we're definitely in danger of that happening. 77 minutes. We're down to 12 minutes remaining now. Roberts, Lavery, Roberts again. They really are working the ball around nicely. They're trying to find that opportunity and they're going to get there. Yeah, Mattiello. They've got too many good players shooting from range. It was inevitable that was going to happen. Massive shame. Massive shame. We did so well to be 1-0 up and then 2-1 up, and the game's just been ruined by those 2 red cards. Unfortunate. They could end up having a cricket score here if we're not careful. Minutes left. We've got a long throw. Hurst. There's no one there to receive it. We've got no men on the pitch. 2 down against a team that is 3 divisions above you is not ideal, especially when you're away from home. And to be honest, the stadium doesn't look that full, does it? So I'm not even sure if we're going to get a big payday from this. Massive shame, because we could have been playing at the Emirates in the next game. Ball's over the top. Assombalonga's off the bench, and he tucks the ball away, but he's offside. He is offside, so we've still got opportunity here. Let's skip that, and I'm going to quickly shout to the boys just to push forward. We may as well. We've got nothing to lose. One last hurrah. And that's pretty much it, I think, boys. We've lost 3-2, but that was a very valiant effort from the lads. We had loads of chances, and to be honest, we deserved to get a replay, I think, from that. Oh well, that's a shame. Youthful Scarborough Athletic come unstuck. We do indeed. Let's see what the finance is like. Yeah, we gained fuck all from that. We literally gained about 100 grand, so that's a little bit frustrating, and we've got some suspensions going into other games. Right, boys, we're going to leave the episode there. Next time, I'm not sure where we'll be coming back now that we haven't got the cup. It'll probably be somewhere near the end of the season, possibly somewhere around March maybe, or I may even just get through all these games so we can get into League 2. But we will see. If you're new to the channel and you haven't done so already, please do subscribe. Hit that bell button so you get alerted new episodes when they go live. And if you enjoyed this episode, please do give us a thumbs up. It really does help the channel. There's links in the description to all the things you see, like the skin, the face pack, the logo pack, the avatar, which is basically the upgraded new gen faces, as well as the tactic that I use, the 4-4-2. And we may well soon be reviewing the other system that you've seen today, another one of Naps, the fire and water system, dependent on how well it does. That needs a little bit more testing yet before I review it. Right guys, I'm going to love you and leave you. Thanks very much for watching. It's much appreciated having you along for the ride. If you've got any questions, any comments to make, please jump in the comments section. Love to hear your thoughts. See you later guys.